Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Friday, the 19th of May. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Happy Friday to all of you. We hope you're having a great morning. Coming up, we are talking pedestrian ramps, new pedestrian lighting, amenities, including benches, trash bins, and bike racks. Reporter Chris Shaw will have more of the Mount Pleasant Downtown Revitalization Project update coming up. And then Friends of Cedars of Lebanon State Park and Wilson County Master Gardeners will be hosting a native plant sale this weekend. What can you expect when you turn out for this, where you need to be, and what will you learn? We have all that coming up for you in a few minutes. And then we're checking out Kitchen 218 out of Pulaski, Tennessee. Get a look at some of the items on their menu and just how this restaurant got its start. First, let's get a check of our headlines. This man, Springfield police officer Jarrell R. Peoples of Clarksville, was arrested May 7th after kicking a woman in the face through a car window during a domestic dispute. This happened at a home off of Tylertown. That is where police were called for the domestic dispute. When officers arrived, they found the woman still sitting in her car. Read the full story by going to mainstreetclarksville.com. This Saturday, you can head out to the City of Fairview's third annual Arts and Crafts Fair at Bowie Nature Park. Around 60 vendors will include homemade arts and crafts pieces, food trucks, trails, and more. You can even visit the new Treehouse Playground. Visit Main Street Fairview for information on fair times. And welcome to Railside Remote Control Raceway. It's a 132-foot oval track composed of hard-packed red dirt compared to what you're familiar with at Super Speedway's concrete track. Race car drivers seem to be having a ball as they race their battery-powered vehicles of up to speeds of 25 to 30 miles per hour. Read this and more at mainstreetmediatn.com.
Hey folks, happy Friday to you. Ben Luna in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center tracking again a day that Mother Nature is going to misbehave. More storms on tap as we head through the mid-afternoon today. I think a lot of those will be bearing into the mid-state region by around 4 to 5 o'clock. So you could be looking for a somewhat soggy drive home, but it's not widespread rain, just a lot of those scattered thunder showers with us for a little while. We'll see a brief break in parts of the area as we head toward the early morning hours of Saturday, but then notice this complex back out to the west is going to find its way across the entire area. Looking into Saturday morning, wet start to the day tomorrow, showers and storms likely, and then conditions will gradually improve Saturday night and will be looking great for Sunday. Temperatures down and then up. Good looking day for Sunday. I can't stress that enough. 76 and partly cloudy. Warming trend here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Upper 70s to low 80s. We'll take you back to work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's a look at your forecast. I'll leave you with a check on the 7-day. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day and a great weekend.
Phase 1 of the Downtown Revitalization Project in Mount Pleasant is underway. Reporter Chris Shaw gives us an update on where they are today.
Good morning. Today we are in downtown Mount Pleasant, where this beautiful town square is getting a makeover over the next 18 months. Everyone here has said that when this project is finished, this place is going to be even more beautiful. Not sure that it possibly could be. That being said, a lot of business owners are concerned about the time between now and when it ends and what it means for them in the meantime.
What has been a growing and thriving downtown over the last several years, Mount Pleasant is beginning to see some of the luster wear off, according to some business owners. 3 businesses have shut their doors for good or moved to other locations, and 2 more will soon be moving as well. The reasons are many, but one common theme among these business owners that I spoke with say the upcoming streetscape project concerns them. Donna Morenzi of Mount Pleasant Main Street knows it won't be easy to navigate.
Honestly, it's going to be a tough year. Most cities that have gone through this, most small towns and their small businesses, they get through it, but it's going to be something that we have to be purposeful about, and it's going to be a long year.
Soon, this beautiful square that you see behind me here will have an even better look after a full makeover that is expected to be bid out as soon as next month and completed by 2024.
The streetscape project will include a massive sewer replacement that's simply necessary for the city to continue to grow, according to Mayor Bill White. The project will run from Mount Pleasant Grill to Church Street, but will be done in small sections as to not disrupt everything at once.
Well, they're only doing, from what I understand, they're doing it in quadrants. So there'll always be access to the buildings.
When I spoke with Mayor Bill White via telephone earlier today, he told me that Mount Pleasant cannot simply continue to grow at its current pace without infrastructure changes and upgrades. Now, most towns who have seen their downtowns revitalized have come after projects like this rather than before. One business owner said she was very excited about what downtown would look like when the project is completed, and that as a resident of the town, it's a positive.
The end result will be good for everybody, not only people that are here shopping, but the residents that live here. And as part of our Main Street, we're part of we're a certified Main Street program. And most of the cities that have done their revitalization and have their strong business community, they have already done their downtown. And it's the beginning of it.
So unfortunately, it is an absolute necessity to be able to continue growth in Mount Pleasant and continue at the rate that they have seen over the last few years, being a part of Nashville's big backyard and all of the things that come along with that and the wonderful Main Street they have. Once the bid process is complete and work begins in downtown, how can we as citizens of Maury County and Mount Pleasant and other surrounding areas help these businesses? Well, the answer is very simple.
Come downtown and shop, support the local, the small businesses, eat at the grill, have coffee and lunch and breakfast at Town Coffee. And it may take you 5 minutes longer, but it'll be worth it in the end. And it's worth that to keep our small businesses in business during that time.
Reporting from Maury County, I'm Chris Yao.
Chris, thank you for all of that information. We look forward to your next update. Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. When we come back, we're talking about the native plant sale in Assembly Hall at the Cedars of Lebanon State Park happening this weekend.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel, urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Welcome back. There are so many opportunities to visit and learn and just gather information that you may not know here in Middle Tennessee. There's one place to do that this coming up weekend. We're talking Friends of Cedars of Lebanon State Park and the Wilson County Master Gardeners getting ready to host their native plant sale there at Cedars of Lebanon State Park. And joining us this morning to tell us all about what can be expected and why this is such an important spot to be this weekend, we have Linda Robertson and Debbie Williams with us this morning. Ladies, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Well, first off, if one of you could kind of start with what is the native plant sale? Because I know I've heard of this in many areas, but for there in Lebanon, what is this all about and why should we turn out for it?
Well, we have about 120 species of native plants that are native to our region. And we really feel like our environment is under assault now, is very threatened. And so we're raising these plants to so that we will have them in our environment.
We're trying to support pollinators.
So explain some of the native plants that you'll have on hand. So I look and I see what people have maybe around in their flower gardens or their landscaping. But you were sharing with me a little bit earlier that what you have at the native plant sale is not typically what you'll find at a nursery or a store.
Exactly. Native plants have been hybridized to be more colorful or change the leaf color. And these plants are not as desirable to our native pollinators as our native plants that you find out in our natural areas now.
And you said you had about 120. What are the names of some of the plants that you have?
Oh my goodness. We have cardinal flowers, we have Agastache, we have Baptisia. I should have brought the list with me.
We have ash, we have goldenrod, we have trees that we're selling to. Oaks are a huge pollinator supporter. They support over 430 different species of butterflies and insects. So they're really foundational to our world, and we need to plant more of them.
Oh, I agree. And I know you're going to have a great turnout, or at least I'm sure that you are. And Linda, you were the one that started this a couple of years ago there at the state park?
Yes, we have a native plant and butterfly garden at Cedars of Lebanon. And that was really the inception of my growing native plants at home. And then the master gardeners have joined in with this, with this endeavor. And so the sale has gotten larger and larger. So we're offering all these plants now to the community so that we can have, support our specialist bees and support birds that eat the caterpillars that the moths make on the trees. So
Linda is so knowledgeable about native plants, and she opened up her property to us and began to teach us about native plants. And we've all become very interested, very excited about making these available so that everybody can have native plants in their yards. And it's going to take a concerted effort by all of us to make an intentional effort to plant native plants, to make our pollinators and our insects, to give them a home.
Yeah, exactly. Doug, we're actually following Doug Tallamy's strategy of your homegrown national park, trying to increase the area that we have in the United States, which would be more area than most all of our national parks combined if everybody would plant just a few native plants in their own homeland landscapes.
Before I ask the one question I've been wanting to know, which is kind of how your horticulture education got started, how do we help you do this? How can we continue to share with others? You need to find the native plants in your area, in your region, and start planting. How do we share this? How can we let people know?
We have an educational component to the sale. We make available a lot of different handouts and studies that have been done, and we try to make it where it's simple enough that anybody can understand that why these plants are important and why they should be planting them in their yards.
I love that. I love that so much. Linda, okay, now tell us, where did your horticulture education, how did you start this? Was this something that you've always been interested in? Because this is quite the endeavor to start a plant sale like this.
Right. Well, I joined Master Gardeners back in around 2002, and got a lot of horticultural experience that way. And then I realized that my interest was really primarily in native plants after hiking out in our natural areas and becoming acquainted with them. So, and then home gardening, it's just been self-taught, just learning, and from our extension too.
Linda is a citizen scientist. She's taught herself how to recognize the native plants and then how to propagate them. And she just has a wealth of knowledge. She understands by looking at a plant what it needs. And it's been such a great experience for all of us to learn from her.
Oh, I can imagine. Okay, can I come hang out with you guys, please? And please teach me, because I do not have that green thumb. I don't. My husband does. I do not.
Oh, we love it.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's talk about Saturday going out there. It's at the Assembly Hall at Cedars of Lebanon State Park.
Yes, from 10 to 3.
Okay, and I love that it's free. Is that one way that you hope will kind of drive people out there to the sale?
Yes, we want it to be free, and we have very affordable prices too. And so many of the native nurseries are pretty expensive, and we've tried to make them accessible to everybody.
And also want to mention that Margie Hunter will be there. She wrote Tennessee Landscaping with Tennessee Native Plants. She wrote that book. She'll be there helping direct the sale. And also Rita Venable, that wrote Butterflies of Tennessee. She'll be there from 10 to 11 to help people learn more about the plants that butterflies and pollinators will use.
What a wonderful learning experience for all of us to head out there to Cedars of Lebanon State Park this weekend for the native plant sale. Ladies, is there anything that I haven't asked that you feel like you need to share with the rest of us? And also, how can we connect with you anytime that we would like? So say if we're looking to maybe start our own garden or we're updating our landscaping, can we connect with you through Facebook or social media?
Yes, we have a Wilson County Master Gardeners website. We have a website, and we also have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. So people are welcome to reach out to us and contact us, and we'll be glad to answer questions and help out in any way we can.
And also can go out to the butterfly garden, the butterfly and native plant garden at Cedars of Lebanon, and see the plants that we have growing out there.
Thank you so much. Last question, actually. Now I have my last question for you. Do you have this regularly? Is this like bi-monthly, or is this just an annual event for you?
It's an annual event. We have it on the third Saturday in May.
Third Saturday of May. Got it. Linda, Debbie, thank you guys so very much. And I look forward to connecting with both of you again in the future.
Great. Thank you.
Have fun. Have a great weekend. All right. Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up after this.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd, the goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Experience Predators hockey all season long. Visit NashvillePredators.com/season tickets and join the Loyal Legion today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
Now we have co-owner Jake Pfeiffer of Kitchen 218 here with us to tell us all about the incredible restaurant, the amazing food that I see in front of us. You know, we did snack on some of the appetizers before you walked in.
Which ones did you try?
The deep fried banana peppers.
Yes.
Dude, let me tell you, so good. I like that better than deep fried pickles.
We've been selling so many of them too.
And then your wontons.
Yes.
Tell me about those, because it's pimento cheese.
It's pimento cheese, a local pimento cheese too. So we use it, it's Daddy Bob's pimento cheese, which is also based here in Pulaski. It is centered off of a attorney actually on the other side of the square. His daughter started that in his honor, so he is Daddy Bob. And they're distributed from Nashville to Birmingham. So so it's been really fun to be able to kind of keep that local tied in and work it in.
Now, some people would do the pimento like in a ball and deep fry. You guys chose to do the wonton.
Well, we have the egg rolls already. So we wanted to work the egg rolls in. It kind of complemented that. So we have our southern egg rolls that are the pork and turnip greens rolled in an egg roll. This kind of ties back to my barbecue roots, and we brought those in.
That makes a lot of sense. Before we get into what we have in front of us, because this is wow and whoa, tell us about Kitchen 218 and how this got started.
You want the whole story? I cooked at my parents' barbecue restaurant for 13 years and had been in the industry since I was 15 years old. It's all I've really ever done. And we had a fire in 2018. So we burned to the ground in 2018. And at that point, I was trying to decide kind of what I wanted to do. They were looking at whether they're going to rebuild or not, so I decided to go look and use my degree and kind of go into finance. So I started interviewing in Nashville, and I was interviewing with UBS especially, and looking at apartments in the Gulch and looking at moving to Nashville. And the more and more I looked at it, the more I was just like, I don't want to sit in a cubicle all day and then sit in a 500 square foot apartment at night and just kind of live in this bubble. And I've just always had a passion for Pulaski and wanted to kind of see it grow and come out and be what I thought it could be. So I sat down with some really good mentors of mine, and I'd had an idea for a restaurant for a long time, and they're like, I think it's time you need to do it. So we got an investment group together, started looking for real estate, started shopping for a building, ended up getting this building, bought it in November of 2019, kind of started putting the idea together, and then COVID happened. So then we spent 2 years during COVID kind of refining the plan and waiting to see how the world was going to shape up, and got opened in May of 22. So we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary in 3 weeks.
Oh, well, happy early 1 year.
Thank you. And so yeah, but the whole premise from the beginning though was to try to have kind of a community gathering place. We wanted somewhere that could be of the community for the community. We have kind of a really progressive pay scale concept to try to make sure that our employees get good livable wages. We try to use as much local as we can. All of our beef is sourced in county. We just try to tie it into the town as much as we possibly can.
I love that. I love that. You know, and I want to say too, like, you can start a restaurant. You have the support because, I mean, again, you're local.
Yeah.
There was a business here that you worked with your family. You still have to have good, desirable food.
Yes.
How did you make sure you had that on the menu? Because you have a variety. You have the flatbread pizzas. You have the burgers, the wings.
We just really try to put quality first. I mean, that is really the concept at all times. And we may be slightly more expensive than some of our competitors, but we try to do it right. And that's what, I mean, like I said, the beef is all locally sourced. Usually it's grass-fed right here. I mean, that burger was raised less than 10 miles from here and was probably alive 3 weeks ago. Like, it's fresh. And that's just kind of something I believe in, is that I think we have to create these microeconomies in our communities, and how we kind of focus on that. And within that, you can produce really good quality food because they go hand in hand. I mean, it's just inevitably better than if I buy a frozen patty off the truck. And so that's really been the idea behind it all, is figuring out how we can best support the community through financial of buying locally, but then also selling good food to the people here.
That's wonderful, and you can tell it's getting busy because it's getting louder. People are coming in for lunch. Tell us about what we have here. So let's start with the wings.
Yes. So it looks like you've got, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what flavors they brought you out today. It looks like you've got the Cajun dry rub, and probably a hot honey, I think.
Okay.
So we have, I think we're up to 16 wing sauces we have here now. So we have a wide variety on that. You've got a Pulaski Pearl flatbread, which is one of our biggest sellers from the beginning. And Pulaski Pearl is kind of one of our big branding items too. So we took, which I have it tattooed as well, but the back of my shirt also is this pinup concept that we took. And a local artist out of Columbia actually came down and put that together for us. And she's done some of our mural work as well. But we named it Pulaski Pearl based on the old pearl milling company that used to be here. So it's all tied back into the history again of the town and the flour. But so that's one of our original pizzas that was on the menu day one, and it has absolutely crushed it from the beginning. We actually took it off the menu for a little while when we were doing a rotation and had a small riot on our hands, so it came back on after the next one.
And you offer cauliflower crust. That's what we did.
We do.
Which is a healthier version. I mean,
it is.
healthier
it's healthier, it's carb friendly, and it's delicious. We have a fantastic, I actually prefer that over our regular crust.
Do you?
And, yeah, it's so good. We probably sell more of those in our regular crust too. So they've been great. And then we have our orange blossom cheesecake from our in-house pastry chef. Yes, we got very lucky with Aspen. She is a Nashville Art Institute grad. From here, had gone off to Nashville and done some work there, came back, and we managed to snag her here. So we have a top-level pastry chef.
When she brought that out, my eyes almost popped out of my head.
Her desserts can outshine our food just a smidge. We do good quality bar food, and then she does 5-star desserts.
That's awesome. And then the burger.
Great. Yes, and then the burger. Looks like you got a 67 fastback. That is one of our classics here. And they, I mean, that's the thing. That's the core of it, is burgers. It's just good quality burgers. I grew up on a cattle farm my whole life, so that's kind of what we've done, is try to figure out how to get that direct-to-consumer beef and then present it in the best way possible. Everybody loves a burger. I mean, and so we try to do it as creatively as we can. I mean, we've got, I think at the moment, I've got 9 on my main menu and another 4 on our sub menu.
Oh, wow.
Plus probably 6 or 7 on like the secret back-of-house menus. But we do a regular rotation, so we have our staff creations menus. And I let all the kitchen staff get to make whatever they're interested in every month. And then we put them out to the servers, and the servers vote on which ones they like the best. And then we put those in the staff creations. And we'll rotate those every month or two. And then about every 6 months, we rotate our main menu, take all our best sellers off the staff creations, move them onto the main menu, and then drop the lower ones off.
Well, let me go ahead and tell you now, Jake, I'm back every 3 months or so. So I'm going to start hitting that back of the house secret menu.
Yeah, no, it's been great.
And then the Brussels sprouts.
The Brussels sprouts are a new addition, actually. We just brought those out a few months ago. We were trying to bring in a slightly healthier option, a little more veggies to the table. So they're a deep fried Brussels sprout with a apple cider gastrique. And that was another, the pastry chef helped us with the gastrique also, and they've come out really good. They've been very popular so far.
Well, I have been waiting to just try everything. And I am a wing, kind of a wing snob.
Yeah.
A wing, I'm that person. I like to have, again, they're meaty.
So yes, that's a jumbo wing, and we take those and we actually par smoke them at the barbecue restaurant. So we smoke them up to 160, get that hickory core to them, and then bring them in and flash fry them to get that crispy exterior. They have been
And they're meaty.
Yes, they're a good wing.
Oh, I love that so much. And I want to go back to the burger real quick and the cattle. To have a really good burger, you have to take really good care of the cattle. It has to be, they have to be loved.
Yes. So that was actually a big transition we made that kind of led to this, is that when I was 8 years old, we were at a beef production meeting, and they were going through all the vaccine schedules. And I was asking Dad, I was like, we really do that to this meat? We inject all this stuff in there? And it got him thinking, and it kind of shifted our perspective a little bit, and that's when we started going down the grass-fed avenue. So we've been doing grass-fed beef now for 22 years, and so our genetics go back that far. We got into Aberdeen Angus or lowline Angus as well. So they're a smaller, more compact cattle that will finish out on grass beautifully. We've worked really closely with the University of Tennessee also on different grazing programs and bringing in native grass programs and stuff like that to get annual different grazing schedules. So we do all the different grazing patterns with that and the different grass species for the different seasons. And so that's been really fun to kind of incorporate that in. And now we're working with a couple other local farms. We're actually buying from 3 farms currently in Giles County to be able to produce the level we're doing here now. So.
And you can taste it. And again, he did just say from Giles County.
Yes, everything is in Giles County.
It's incredible, and I want to dig in, and I am going to be sharing this burger, so I can't take a really big bite out of it, but I did just pull a little piece. But I have to say, you can definitely tell a difference in the meat, for sure. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Once again, Kitchen 218. I have had to do this a couple times to swallow. Be sure to stop by here in Pulaski. Again, just Jake Pfeiffer, just thank you for what you're putting out.
Thank you.
Can't wait to catch up with you again soon. Absolutely. Stick with us. We're coming back.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
Welcome back. Here's a look at Clarksville's downtown market from last weekend. You see the number of vendors and visitors out there for the market. Wood is coming up once again tomorrow, running 8 to noon. Be sure to get there early. That is when you can get the best flowers and the best produce. If it's not Clarksville that you're visiting, a number of other communities are also having markets. So be sure to check in your area to see if there's one taking place. Thanks so much for joining us here on Mornings on Main Street for this Friday. We look forward to seeing you after the weekend on Monday.